Special!
Outstretches its icy grip. Lone wolves are back. Fatal Fury 3! Road to the final victory.
Real Bout, Fatal Fury.
Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. Real Bout Fatal Fury 2.
The newcomers.
Certainly, they existed. Those blinded by ambition. Those consumed with vengeance. But here, they do not exist. Only winners and losers here. For here, the mighty. Garo, Mark of the Wolves.
Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey, everybody. Here I am with a live stream, episode number 2 for you guys here. But before I go any further, let me just say, if you like this stream or any of the videos or any of the content on my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll be getting down into some Real Bout Fatal Fury 2 on Fightcade, as well as some Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Fightcade. And I got some matches here lined up against Rainwater Games and Papa Brad and a few other random people from Fightcade. So we'll be getting into that right after my intro. So let's go. And so, yes, here we are. And like I said, we're going to be playing some Fightcade here today on my channel. And just so you guys know up front, these are all replays that I'm presenting for you guys today, because I was not able to figure out how to do it live on my PC setup where I could stream it. So what I'm going to be doing for you guys is doing these like kind of streams here where I'm going to be presenting you the replays and doing some commentary, and people that can jump in and join me in my StreamYard here. If you're more than welcome to. People that want to come in and put their 2 cents in, and just have a little bit of fun here. We can try to make it happen. And if you want to be in a match, that I play on the show, all you got to do is play against me, or maybe we can set it up to where I can record you guys playing, or we can figure it out and we can try to get those played on here as well. And the first one I wanted to get into here tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, is I wanted to set the record straight on what happened last week, because if you guys did happen to tune in and see my initial live stream, it did not go well. No, unfortunately, no. Facepalm, all that good fun stuff. And so what I was able to do is I'm going to start the show by playing the replay of my match against Rainwater Games, because no one was able to see that match. He liked to go on there and make it seem like it maybe turned out a little differently than the reality was. And so we're gonna start here with my match against Rainwater. So let's go.
Round 1. Fight!
And you can see, I was giving him a minute here to check out the buttons, because I knew he was new to the game, and I'm just jumping around, not doing anything, and then he just gets all comes in on me. That's alright. Got no excuses. He was able to pull off the quick early victory out of me. I wasn't playing too hard, but, I'll take my losses like a man and like a champ. And ran into the game, and Rainwater was able to pull off the first round victory. And that's when I said, all right, Jeff, I done had enough. But he comes out on the second round here, pretty good. But you can see I'm saying, all right, I'm done playing with you. How do you like those flames in the face by my years? By the way, in case you guys are new to players and all that, we got a brand new game that literally just came out of 15. Super excited about that. I want to be kicking after that eventually as well. So hopefully I can get
Final round.
hopefully you guys can hear me all good out there. Game volume's definitely loud in my ears. Hopefully my mic is you can see in this game, it uses multiple flames. That's what made Fatal Fury games. But it wasn't just one 2D flame. Like this game is actually 2, and some of them is actually 3 different flames you can fight on.
Get in the ring.
I actually prefer this one. It's the second newest in the traditional Fatal Fury series, with Mark of the Wolves being the newest, Mark of the Wolves. That's still to this day the last game, the traditional Fatal Fury franchise. Got Rula stop by to say hi and check out what's going on. Nice to see everybody. Glad you can make it out.
Round 2. Fight!
And since I'm assuming you're new to this, this isn't you against an actual human being. I'm going against my buddy Rainwater Games. And I'm actually a seasoned, experienced player here. He is new to the game. But he's put up a good match. I gotta give him credit for it. Definitely give him a little bit of trouble, but able to pull off my experience and help pick up the victory. wants in, for sure.
Fight.
Let's do this. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, this match isn't actually live.
in the
it's
ring.
a replay.
Fight.
But if you want to meet up on Fightcade, you can play some matches, and then I will be showing the replays on screen in the near future. But yes, we got Billy here from back, and I just picked up his new game, one of his new games today. We have 2 big releases now, and a new tennis game and a new basketball game from iiRcadians. And I gotta say, the basketball game is great. I was excited about that. It's actually the first time I ever played it today, and yeah, I highly recommend it. And I will be doing a full-on review for that game in the next episode of iiRcadians. But yeah, I'm trying to round up some more good players for some of these good fighting games other than just Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of good stuff out there other than just those. So, but yeah, there it is. Oh, you're in there right now? I gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't know if I can. I had trouble streaming it last time, trying to stream it live. But I can definitely try to get into a room and we can get some matches going, that's for sure. And while I look into that, as you know, like I said, I'm setting the record straight on what happened between me and Jeff Rainwater there. I had to definitely show everyone that I did pull off the victories on him. And then after that, I went and played a couple of random matches against people that I just met there in the Real Bout 2 forums there on Fightcade. And I'm just going to preface this now, you know, like I do pride myself on being a pretty good player in these games. But I can go on there and play some people and get my butt kicked as well. So, yeah, there's definitely some top tier, high quality talent, you know, players that are in some of these Neo Geo game communities. Like King of Fighters 98, for example, like that one might be my single favorite game of all time, you know, fighting game. I love the game. I love the characters, everything about it. And I can go into there on Fightcade and get my butt kicked for sure. But yeah, let's see how I do against this first just random opponent I found on Fightcade.
Yamazaki, get in the ring. Fight.
Like I said, this player's name is Lori 97. And if you come across this stream or anything, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now, you are a tough player.
Round 2. Fight.
No, up to this point, I have not really gotten involved in either one of those games, but it's definitely a game I'm going to because Capcom and I just play these on actually the modern arcade one-up cabinet, and I have Steam and all that stuff on it, and I'm really going to be looking to trick it out and to get King of Fighters 50 and some of the new Mortal Kombat games, Street Fighter 5. Yeah, and really to go into some of these more modern fighting games. But for now, I'm just playing with the and got access to and classics, you know. I love the classics.
Get in the ring. Fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to stream the matches with you today, but we can meet up in the near future. And, like I said, record them. I'll record them and play them on the next episode for sure. Like I'm not in the room right now because if I try to do all that at the same time, it's gonna bog down my system. And I wasn't able to stream the game. We're not have them being stopped, but I didn't want to. I'd rather play the replay and have smooth gameplay than have it be kind of shot. Well, like I said, I'm down to meet up with you and we can play, and I will play those matches.
Get in the ring.
Sure you'll kick my butt.
Go. Fight.
This guy that I'm playing here, Laura, I'm telling you, like, they were a good player. Joe Higashi was one of my other players. I had nothing for him. You can see how he returns my special move. That's definitely an interesting thing. And that's what I've been saying about a lot of these games. King of Fury and King of Fighters games. And that's what we have a unique and interesting character. I don't know, the diversity of the roster that these teams have, I feel is like second to none. I mean, yeah, you can talk about Top Dog, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat, but yeah, there's definitely top players, top characters from those games. But once you get past the top couple, you know, some of those games are kind of like, it's really run with Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I don't know that they are, but I see all kinds of people running as all kinds of these characters on these King of Fighters and Fatal Fury games. Like I said, it's the diversity of the rosters of those games is just amazing. And if people really take some time and get down into them, they'll see what good games they really are. And speaking of which, you know, because of the new King of Fighters game that just got released, I wanted to take some time and just kind of remind people of the historical significance of some of these games. I'm not going to try to pronounce the gentleman's name because I'll butcher it, but the original creative team behind the original Street Fighter 1, they worked together to make that game for Capcom, obviously. Well, then SNK actually took some of the original creative people that created the first Street Fighter game and took them over, and they became the main developers on Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters games. And so what people don't tend to realize or understand is that it's from the same branch historically of the fighting franchise. You know, before the first Street Fighter, you know, what the only other fighting game you can really point to is what Karate Champion. So I mean, the roots that the SNK series have predate even that of Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, all of those games. And you can't say that Fatal Fury or King of Fighters is in any way, shape, or form a knockoff of Street Fighter 2, because they are not. They actually, the first Fatal Fury game was released just 2 months after Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior. So when the first Street Fighter 2 game was released, the first Fatal Fury game was released just 2 months after it. It wasn't because they saw what they did and copied it. No, it was because it was already in development. and it was because it was the original creative team that made the first Street Fighter game. And that's why when you go back and look at the first Fatal Fury game, it was extremely story driven. People like to talk about the story in Mortal Kombat, for example, and I love the story in Mortal Kombat. I mean, most people do, but it's essentially Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee movie, and they just turned up the sci-fi up to 10. But I mean, that's essentially the plot of Mortal Kombat. And that's why as each game came along, it got more and more convoluted because, they didn't intend for all that to happen. All the crazy sequels and Endworld and Outworld and NetherRealm, that wasn't part of their original design there. But with Fatal Fury, it was created from the ground up as a story-driven fighting franchise. And the first game, you could only pick 3 characters. You could pick Terry Bogard, Joe Higashi, and Andy Bogard. And those are the only characters you could pick to fight with. And then when you go and play the matches, you'd be playing against all these other computer players. Now, all those players got taken in as part of the roster in the second game. But the story-driven element of these games was always at the forefront. So much so that people like to talk about the Street Fighter 2 anime, and that's a good anime. I'm not knocking it, but what most people don't realize is that the Fatal Fury had released 3 animes before Street Fighter 2 released even their first anime, and that's because these games were built from the ground up, like I said, as a story-driven thing. And people might be asking, well, what is the story of Fatal Fury then? I don't know. And it is the story of Terry and Andy Bogard. Their father gets murdered when they're kids by this criminal underlord named Geese Howard. And you'll hear a lot about this Geese Howard character as the series goes along. And the kids, they grow up and they come back for their revenge, essentially. And the Geese Howard holds this tournament, this King of Fighters tournament. And it's this King of Fighters tournament that Andy, Joe, and Terry enter. And then Terry ends up killing Geese Howard at the end, but he's not really dead. But, that's kind of the thing. And, and I was talking about Mortal Kombat gets convoluted as the series went along. These games, definitely the story got convoluted. Like I just watched, because I don't have King of Fighters 15, but I watched the basic story on it. Somebody else beat it. And it's so over the top and crazy. It's just ridiculous. So I'm not saying that they're not over the top, ridiculous, and crazy as well, because they are. But I'm saying that's more of the King of Fighters as it morphs into the King of Fighters and out of the Fatal Fury franchise. But the original Fatal Fury franchise, while it had mystical, crazy elements as well, it was a little bit more, it was rooted in 80s action films, like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and things like that, things of those nature. So it very much fit in for its time, like, just a beautiful, piece of pie, and when let's get into the story, and, like I couldn't help but just like the story of Terry Bogard. I'm sorry, like it's a better story than that of Ryu. It's a better story than that of Guile. It's a better story than even of Liu Kang, honestly, in my humble opinion. I mean, people might kill me for that, but that's my opinion on it. And so now let's watch another match.
Get in the ring.
Now this is another match against another random person on Fightcade. And again, it's player name There, Rainwater's here now. Sorry, I can't. You see the screen so good when I'm giving my long speeches. I have to look at my camera. I like to use segments here. anything I say. That's a bummer. Oh, it's a learning lesson. I wish I could turn these down. StreamYard doesn't have a volume option. I'm seeing
Round 2. Fight!
Does that make it any better? There we go. Is that better? Can you guys hear me better now? Holla if you hear me. Seems like I'm louder on my end. Holla if you hear me.
Get in the ring!
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you can hear me a little bit better now. Sheesh. So you probably didn't hear anything in the match against Rainwater. But yes, Jeff, I set the record straight. Victory over you. I had to, unfortunately. No, I'll just go with the old. Yeah, I uploaded these clips too loud. My bad. What I was gonna say is it's like the old like saying, you know, I'll get my groove by episode 16. Just gotta keep going and going, and eventually I'll figure it out, everyone. Kind of stepping out on my bit here. Under umbrella that is the iiRcadians. Yeah, I'll watch that replay. I might not. Oh! You don't need those six.
Final round. Fight!
What's happening? I'm on during your drive time. All right, Papa Brad. Papa Brad in the house. Holler if you hear me. Like I said, I've had a little bit of audio issues with the stream. My game audio is just being too loud. Too gosh darn loud. But, like I said, it's a learning process. I'll figure it out for the next time. We got, coming up later in the show, you're going to see me versus Papa Brad in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yes, that is, I believe that's the big main event of my evening. No, it is not. It's my second to last match of the night. Actually, my next match is against Papa Brad. As I said, this is a learning process for me. I'm figuring it out as I go. So I probably should have given you my little fight itinerary before I started getting into them and everything. But, next time. But anyways, let's get down to my co-main event. As we've seen the last couple of matches, I've kind of gotten my butt handed to me a little bit. So let's see how I do against Papa Brad in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Let's roll it.
Select your heroes.
And as we saw last night on the iiRcadians show, this is Papa Brad's all-time favorite game. Is this the Illuminati special? I don't know. You tell me, Papa Brad. Now, I gotta say that I know a lot of people really love this game, and I enjoy it as well. I definitely see the appeal of it, but I haven't spent a lot of time on it, as you guys will see. I guess I'm a little bit better at maybe the first one, or maybe X-Men versus Street Fighter, those ones, because yeah, Cable and his guns here tend to be a repeating problem for me with this game. Papa Bread is like, I mean, I got nothing for it. I was trying to switch my characters or something right then. That's why I was just standing there. And yeah, come in and watch Hulk just get shot up left and right. At least Papa Brand starts taking the pity on me and brings in the Sentinel. Give me at least a small, fighting chance. I maybe can hang with the Sentinel a little bit, but yeah, like, I usually like being Wolverine, but he was just not really doing a whole lot for me. Not there.
Man, I almost had a heart attack there.
Got my rear handed to me right there. But, I'll pick myself up off the mat and come back again. Come on, Papa Brad, I'm coming for you. Come on. Who? Let's see. Everyone talks about Spider-Man, so he's got to be a top-tier player in this game, right? I mean, everybody loves Spider-Man. Even though I might not be an expert on this game, which, well, we're all not experts on all these fighting games. I don't know how you could be. There's so many of them out there. But, I mean, maybe there's some players they are like masters of every single one of them. I know Old Man Ruckus there, he definitely is a top-tier player. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can hear me a little better probably on this game. It's not as loud as the other games were. Master at all of them. I am a master at all games. Yes. Well, I'm gonna go back and talk about what I was touching upon earlier with the rim rocking basketball. I got it up and running on my iiRcade, was playing it, and I like it, man. It's a good one. Definitely be doing a review on that in the near future for the iiRcadians. Rim rocking basketball. It's like NBA Live 95, but it came out in 1991. So NBA Live 95 is kind of, copying rim rocking basketball, honestly, by the looks of it. It has fake players, but it's actually kind of fun. I was already getting to know a couple of them just for the minute I played it, because I literally just got it up and downloaded, and then I knew I have some stuff coming up and at 6 o'clock, so I knew I had to get on here and get my stream going, so wasn't able to give a lot of time to it. But from what I did play, yeah, rim rocking basketball. I give it 2 thumbs up, everyone.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
New opponent is ready to face you.
Oh, look at Rainwater. Talking all kinds of smack. But as I was saying earlier, some of you might have joined later on. Let's line up some matches. Let's get on Fightcade. Let's play some matches. It could be any number of games. And yeah, I'll do the replays and show it on up, and I can replay them in a format like this where everything's a little bit cleaner and people can jump in on the stream and we can hang and chat while we watch these games and and just have a good old time. See, I was able to get a little bit of in on Papa Brad there with Spider-Man, his web shooter. Kind of works like Sub-Zero's freezing from Mortal Kombat. Freeze them in their track for a second. I had no answer for Cable's guns there. Like, obviously I'm a complete and utter noob at this game. Which I will say I've probably played it before back in the arcades back in the day, but I was never no Marvel vs. Capcom 2 master, clearly. Yeah, Ninja Clowns, with all the cool updates that guys over at Bash are going to be bringing to that game. That's going to be a good one for sure. Get on there, and I'm really excited for some of the stuff they got going. Well, at least you know your lane, Jeff. Stick to your lane. No, that's cool. Well, we'll get you on. There's got to be what they say. They post there's 8,000 games on Fightcade. You got to be pretty competent at least a couple of them, Jeff. I would hope.
Oh man.
But yeah, Papa Brad absolutely annihilated me in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It wasn't even close. Like I said, I had no answer for Papa Brad's Cable, like whatsoever. Like I to the point of like I was gonna send him a message like I'll keep playing you as long as you don't pick any more of them dudes that can shoot me like that. Like I got nothing for him, man, nothing whatsoever. But I don't want to be spoil sport and anything like that, so I decided to hang in there and play it. And this now brings me to my main event of the evening. And this is against just some random player that I played on Fightcade. And the reason why I decided to go with this one as my main event, well, first and foremost, it would have been my match against Rainwater, but technically that was on my failed first attempt of a stream. That was episode 1, unfortunately. But at least I was able to fix it in post-production if you want to go back and watch that replay. But yeah, so that was actually kind of fun, and that would have been probably my main event for tonight if it hadn't been for the fact that it wasn't technically from this episode. And there was no way I was going to put me versus Papa Brad, where I'm getting annihilated like that, as my main event for the evening. So I decided to go with this match, and it is against this random player named Jeff the Dragon in Real Bout 2. And you will see why I chose this as today's main event as the match progresses. Cable's super easy to learn, Yes, there is a big announcement coming tonight through official channel of the iiRcadians. Stay tuned for that. I do know what it is. It'll be a nice announcement today. I'm not gonna, get anyone else way too low to say it's gonna be first or shattering or anything like that. But yeah, we got some news coming today on the iiRcade, and so definitely tune in for Mikey's game for that. Now, this guy here, because that's Fightcade, they have a ranking system where they give you, S, A, B, C, D, etc. And we were both at the same level, so it was, according to the game, it was a fair match.
Get in the ring.
Definitely moves as well, like I know most moves. But he's not really finding many answers for my life here in this right now. He switched up characters. He didn't want to run Andy against mine. That's usually when you got somebody on the road a little bit. Switching characters after they already went the first match.
Round
So,
2. Fight!
when I heard him come with him, I knew that I was going to take it to Franco back. He'd be too slow for mine as long as he was getting big hits on her. Yeah.
Get in the ring!
That was not difficult. And so here, I'm definitely thinking, all right, I'm going to pick up a good 3-0 easy victory on just this random player on Fightcade, and I was pretty excited
Get in the
about
ring!
that.
Fight!
And then he switched over to Rick. And that's the crazy thing about these games that I'm trying to tell you is the characters are so diverse and different. Like, you start learning some of them, and it's just like, and then they can mix it up and throw a new act. Whoa, like, I was not expecting that. Definitely, with the change up, he's catching me with that charge. And, I didn't have any answer for it that round. He got me. And now he's coming back with it. And I'm still trying to assert my dominance over him. But that charge hit me. And see, I don't have an answer for it. And so after me just taking, 4 straight on him, he just took 2 straight on me, changing up his character. And he definitely had me a little nervous here as I went into this character selection screen. And I'm thinking about mixing it up, but I decided to go right with my tried and true mind. And I got Fashion Plan in store for you, Mr. Jessica Dragon. I'm waiting for him, waiting for his charge. Where is it? Do your charge, do your charge, do your charge, do your charge. Do it, wait for it, There. Oh, he caught me with that one. Getting a little too over top of it, a little too loosey-goosey. See, now he's actually taking 3 straight rounds.
Fight!
But I'm waiting for that charge. I'm looking for it now. I know that's all he's got. He's got that charge. If I can learn how to counter that move, I got you. I got you. Oh, there it is. Oh, double play. That's what's cool about these games. It's all playing. Didn't see it coming. And now I'm able to turn the tides on old Jeff the Dragon here. I'm waiting for his charge. Do it. Throw it. I'll play. Oh, got you in the corner.
Final round! Fight!
I'm ready to charge. I'm waiting for it. Throw it. Like I said. Yeah, so the counter moves to work. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I put it this match as my main event today was because that I couldn't do this. I actually showed you have to learn your opponent. A lot of these players come across. Trick ponies. And actually, in the match that I was playing earlier that I lost against either, I think it was not against the one against Lori, but the one I played against Low earlier. Like, I actually felt like I had him beat if I would have played him again. He won the first to 3, and that's what we signed up to do. So, I mean, I'm going to take that, those losses. But in the final round of that one, I had started to figure him out. And once I learned how to counter those couple of moves that they were doing, then you can really get them on the ropes. And that's what happened there. And that's why I saved that for my main event tonight, because I was able to, I came out strong. He had no answers for me, and he was changing up his characters because he was nervous. He didn't have an answer for my Mai, and then he changed up to that Rick character, and that charge he was doing in those punches, like he caught me off guard. And then so it's like a chess match. It's like he made his move, and now I have to counter with another one. And then once I countered with him and was able to defeat his top move, then he had nothing for me, and I won the match. And so that's one of the cool things about these fighting games, is when you run into situations like that, where you literally on the fly, you're learning your opponent and you're able to counter their move and then give them something that they were not expecting. Well, I am just about wrapped it up here today. Let me just say again, I appreciate everyone for showing up and hanging out and chatting with me and everything. It was a good time. And if you want to be on a future episode of this, I'm going to keep doing this. Like after this show, I don't know if it'll be today, but it'll be in the near future. I'm going to get on Fightcade. I'm going to start playing some matches, record some matches, and I will compile them for a future episode just like this. And, next time I'll be a little bit more conscientious of my volume of my games and everything. So I apologize about that. But that is my show for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. And again, we got Michael coming on, so definitely stay tuned and check out him. And I'll be checking you guys all later. Take care, everyone.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, we got the iiRcadians merch store. If you want to take a little piece of the show with you, you can get it right here. We got everything. You want some Mikey J stuff? We got the Mikey J Productions for you. We got it all in the iiRcadians shop. So take a chance and stop by. We'll take care of you.